You are now tuning into Jets Hub with Mikey Facts.
So let me welcome you all to the first episode of Hosted by the Fan for the Fan podcast. Again, I'm your host, Mikey Facts, and I'm just a New York Jet fan with an opinion. I'm here to provide you all with the latest news, predictions, and analysis of the New York Jets. And today, 12th of September, 2021 at 1 o'clock, the New York Jets kicked off with the Carolina Panthers in week 1. And boy, did we have a surprising game as our New York Jets suffered. But I must say they did reclaim some respect at the end of the game. Now, the New York Jets looked very sloppy in the first half, with the offensive line and defensive line getting dominated by the Carolina Panthers offensive line on both sides of the ball. Now, in my opinion, if you checked out my post-game review, the battle was going to be won in the trenches. And I believe whoever had that upside will take this one home. And the Carolina Panthers was able to dominate our rushing attack, allowing our lead rusher to only have 9 carries for only 24 yards. Not only that, they were able to sack our quarterback, Zach Wilson, 6 times. Embarrassing. Now, our offensive line obviously wasn't able to do too much due to the fact that our lack of production has been well documented in this game if you look at the stats. But not only that, our defensive side of the ball in the trenches against a Carolina Panthers offensive line that was pieced together due to the Carolina Panthers having a couple of injuries. We weren't able to make much happen. I think we got to Sam Darnold once. But again, can't really complain too much due to the fact it seemed that Joe Brady had a great offensive plan. His offensive plan seemed to be ran through in Christian McCaffrey. Now, McCaffrey single-handedly dominated in this game. Why do I say that? To have 21 carries for 98 yards, as well as 9 receptions for 89 yards. Led his team in rushing as well as receiving. They couldn't stop him. And not only that, Joe Brady's game plan with Sam Darnold was to allow him to take the checkdowns, slants, and when the opportunity was right, take shots downfield. Sam Darnold had a respectable game. And again, I said that this game will be won in the trenches. And I also said that the Carolina Panthers will win if McCaffrey could go off in a running and passing game. The New York Jets would have had to have found a way to lock him up. And honestly, I did not believe that the New York Jets front line will allow him to rush for 98 yards. Now, if we look at the quarterback comparison, Sam Darnold and Zach Wilson fared pretty similar, with Sam Darnold 24 for 35 passing attempts with 279 yards passing with 1 touchdown pass and 1 rushing, but he did have a turnover. Now, with that being said, Zach Wilson wasn't too far behind with 20 out of 37 passing attempts and 258 passing yards. He finished up the game with 2 touchdown passes and had a 1 interception. Now, with those stats, you would expect that Zach Wilson did pretty decent, but unfortunately, again, the offensive line allowed 6 sacks on him. He was running throughout the majority of the game for his life. And of course, his target was Corey Davis. 5 receptions for 97 yards, 2 touchdowns. I was definitely expecting Elijah Moore to have more than what he had, and he really didn't do too much in this game. Hopefully he can get a little bit more touches against New England, but this is a young season, only 1 game in. And a lot of the interviews that was spoken on with the New York Jets, a lot of the players spoke on the fact that execution was the issue. There's a detail or two that's missing that needs to be identified, because we cannot allow ourselves to go against the New England Patriots with the same issues. This game accrued 4 injuries for us. New York Jets ended up losing their punter, Braden Mann. But another injury, our linebacker Sherwood, he fell out of this game. He's one of the rookies that we ended up drafting this year. We'll see how things go with him. As well as Joyner, our safety, he went out. And one of the biggest hits of the night was Mekhi Becton. Mekhi Becton went down, and he's supposedly considered one of the best linemen that we have. Luckily, we ended up bringing in Moses to bring in that depth for this type of situation. It looks like Moses came in and Fant went to the left side. And based off what I've seen of him getting carted off the field and him crying, it might be something serious. I hope it isn't. It's going to be kind of crazy to see Mekhi being out for the entire season. I hate to imagine it. I hope everything is well with him. Hope he can be able to come back sooner than later. I will be pushing out some more content, definitely about the matchup against the Patriots and the Jets, so stay tuned for that. Also, I'm trying to get out a mailbag type of video with you guys having whatever questions needed to be answered or my perspective on the game. And go ahead and check out the link below. I have my email. Got a question, write it to that email. We answer it in the next video. Also, last but not least, we're on the road to 1K. And we can't do it without you guys. So if you got any value in this video, you already know what it is. Go ahead and drop that like. Until next time, go Jets. Hey, you made it to the end of the video. Much appreciated. If you haven't already, go ahead, like, subscribe, and share this video. If you want to watch more, click above.